Imagine you're trapped. You're standing in a hallway or sitting at a coffee shop. You haven't spoken a word in 10 minutes. You've tried the subtle cues. You've checked your watch. You've shifted your weight. You've even started backing away. But the person in front of you doesn't stop. They aren't even breathing between sentences. They are locked into a monologue that feels like it could go on forever. Most of us dismiss these people as annoying or self-centered. We assume they just love the sound of their own voice. But what if I told you that for many of them, talking is a desperate SOS signal? What if their brain is physically incapable of hitting the brakes? Today, we're peeling back the layers of the excessive talker. We're looking at the hidden trauma, the brain chemistry, and the deep-seated fears. By the end of this video, you won't just understand why they do it. You'll know exactly what's happening inside their mind. In the world of psychology, there is a technical term for this. It's called pressured speech. It's the feeling that words are being forced out like water from a high-pressure hose. But why does it happen? Why do some people thrive on the give and take of a conversation, while others treat every person like a captive audience? It's easy to judge. It's easy to walk away feeling drained. But excessive talking is rarely about ego. It's often the opposite. It's a symptom of a mind trying to solve a problem it doesn't know how to handle. Whether it's a chemical hit of dopamine or a shield against childhood neglect, let's break down the 7 psychological reasons why some people simply cannot stop. First, let's talk about the brain. Did you know that talking about yourself is literally addictive? Harvard researchers found that sharing personal information triggers the same reward centers as food or money. When you talk about your experiences, your brain releases a hit of dopamine. For most people, seeing a bored face is enough to stop that cycle. But for the overtalker, that dopamine hit is too strong to ignore. They aren't talking to inform you. They are talking to self-medicate. They are chasing a biological high. Every time you nod, you're giving them another dose. In their mind, the conversation isn't an exchange. It's a vending machine for happiness. Number 2, the sound of safety. Have you noticed some people get louder and faster when things get uncomfortable? For many people, silence isn't peaceful. It's terrifying. Psychologists call this anxious verbalization. When we are silent, we are forced to face our own thoughts. For someone with deep-seated anxiety, those thoughts are a dangerous neighborhood. They don't want to walk through it alone. By filling the air with constant noise, they create a sound barrier. As long as they are talking, they don't have to hear the anxious voice in their head. The talking isn't meant for you. It's a distraction for them. Number 3, the ghost of childhood neglect. This is one of the more heartbreaking reasons. Many people who dominate conversations today were children who were never heard. Maybe they had a parent who was emotionally distant, or a sibling who took up all the oxygen in the room. When a child feels invisible, they learn a survival tactic. If I don't keep talking, I will disappear. This carries into adulthood. These people over-explain every detail because they are terrified you aren't listening. They feel that the moment they stop speaking, they lose their value. They aren't trying to be the center of attention because of an ego. They're doing it because they're afraid that without it, they don't exist. Number 4, the neurodiversity factor. We have to talk about the physical structure of the brain. For individuals with ADHD, the executive function works differently. Think of it like a traffic cop for your thoughts. Most people have a filter. A thought enters the mind, the cop evaluates it, and decides if it's worth saying. In an ADHD brain, that filter is often bypassed. The thought is already out of their mouth before they've had a chance to judge it. They might notice you're bored. They might even feel terrible about it. but they can't find the off switch. It's like a car with a stuck accelerator. They are just along for the ride. Number 5. The need for control. For some, talking is a defense mechanism. If I am the one talking, I control the topic. I control the emotional temperature of the room. I control what you know about me and what you don't. By dominating the airwaves, they ensure the conversation never gets dangerous. They use a wall of words to keep you at a distance. It's a paradox. They are engaging with you, but they are preventing a real connection. It's a way to be social without ever being vulnerable. Number 6. Thinking out loud. Not everyone processes thoughts internally. External processors don't know what they think until they hear themselves say it. While you might sit in silence to figure out a problem, they have to talk through the entire logic chain out loud. They aren't trying to lecture you. They are using your ears as a whiteboard to map out their own mind. To them, the conversation is a tool for clarity. The problem is, they forget that you aren't just a tool. You're a participant. Number 7. Social starvation. Finally, we have to consider the environment. We are living in a loneliness epidemic. For some, you might be the only person they've spoken to all week. When someone is socially starving, they lose the ability to pace themselves. They are so hungry for connection that they gorge on the conversation. They try to fit a week's worth of thoughts into a 10-minute window. It's messy and exhausting for you, but for them, it's a lifeline. So, what is the lesson here? If you are the listener, the lesson is boundaries. You can be empathetic without being a victim. It is okay to say, "I've loved catching up, but I have to go now." You aren't being mean. You're helping them find the breaks. But if you are the talker, if you've watched this and realized, "Wait, that's me, here is your lesson," silence is not your enemy. The most powerful people in history were often the ones who spoke the least. When you are talking, you are only repeating what you already know. When you are listening, you are learning. True connection doesn't happen when you are performing. It happens in the gaps. Next time you're in a conversation, try this. Wait for the other person to finish. Count to 3 in your head. Then ask a question instead of telling a story. You'll find the world is a lot more interesting when you stop narrating it. Thanks for watching. If this helped you understand someone in your life, hit like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.